all of us are here. The lovely, talented, and scholarly Brittany Page.
That's me.
And my other co-host on a completely separate podcast that you're going to learn about right now, Ian Brinksman.
Hello, returning champion Ian Brinksman. I think you forgot to mention that.
Friend of the show.
I don't see my challenge coin. I assume that's in the mail.
Challenge coin and returning champion.
Thank you.
Alternatively, the enemy. If we're from my perspective.
That's
the
fair.
Competition, the enemy. After 10 years, for some reason, he needs a new co-host. Not sure what's happening here.
Look, there's enough of Jesse D to share.
No, I am legitimately happy for both of you.
Sounds like it.
You're starting this wonderful podcast, the John Adams podcast.
The what?
I can't even say it. I feel so betrayed. The John Adams, a revolutionary review. I think that you guys have a better theme song than this show, by the way.
I don't have it queued up to play, but so not the other night. It was in January sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how did it come about?
Yeah, we were all at dinner, having a lovely dinner with some lovely drinks, and Ian made an offhand comment about the show or something.
Yeah, that I just watched it, and it just out of nowhere. I think we were talking about history, and I think your eyes got bright. Brittany's got a little, dim.
She went like this.
That was the face.
She went like this to the wait staff, like another drink over here.
Yep.
Well, first of all, I mean, shouldn't you say that the podcast is based on the HBO series John
Well,
Adams?
you had the opportunity when you misnamed the show. It's HBO's John Adams, a revolutionary review.
Listen, it's not my show. I don't need to promote it. I don't need
That's true. Actually, if anything, you need to sabotage it. So we were talking about history, and then I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I just started rewatching the John Adams miniseries. We should do a podcast about it. And before I even finished talking, Jesse was like, yes, absolutely, let's do it.
Before we left dinner, I bought the domain johnadamspodcast.com.
Yeah.
Like it was at risk of being snatched up by someone. Mm-hmm. So Ian and I are doing an episode-by-episode breakdown. Toward the end, after a few episodes, I'm going to start contacting some historians and people of note. Maybe we'll try to get Paul Giamatti on and shoot our shot. I don't know. It's so far we've got a couple episodes in the can.
In the ye old can.
And it's been very fun. It's not just about the Revolutionary Era. We're talking about a whole bunch of other things, as pals do.
As pals do. And I feel like this is a service to you, to my lovely girlfriend, to the various people we meet in our daily lives, where it's like, okay, Jesse and I can get this out of our system. We don't have to be like, so what do you think about the tariff situation back in the end of the 1800s? Do you think it actually got finally resolved after Civil War? What's your thoughts?
That's a very good point. Yeah. I will say I listened to half of the first episode, and because that's what I had time to listen to before you got here.
Very busy woman, Ian.
And
very busy woman.
Yep. She totally would want to finish it otherwise.
You just finished editing it, so it's not like it's been available for me to listen to for a long time. I'm not like some of the guests who come on our show and they're like, I've never heard of this before. What is this show that I'm coming on? I actually listened to.
Wait a minute. Thomas Smith never did that.
All right. So I really like it, and I do think it is more entertaining listening to you guys talk about HBO's John Adams than watching the HBO series John Adams. So I don't know if that will help or hurt that review.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a ringing endorsement.
I would take that. Yeah, that is not what I was expecting to hear.
So for those of you out there who like, oh, that sounds boring. It's not. Brittany just gave her thumbs up.
I did, yes. And as we all know, I am a very fun person, and I know what fun is.
That's true. I think you've proven that you know fun. Thank you.
Let me say this, though, to your assertion that we'd get it out of our system. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is now we're going to be those insufferable people who want to hey, we're doing a podcast about history. So instead of talking about history, we'll be talking about our podcast where we talk about history.
No, that is sort of the tail eating itself. It's and I will say too, we like the show. I think one of us likes it more than the other, but we both like it. And but it's not.
Who likes it more than the other?
I think you tend to like it a little.
Because I get swept away.
You do get
emotional.
swept away. Yeah.
You know the scene, and spoiler alert, this comes in the second episode, but you know the scene where they walk up, George Washington walks up to the group, and he's got the black armband on, And he's talking about being in mourning for the Massachusetts who died in the...
Are you asking me this question?
Yeah, of course you don't remember. Anyway, this happens, and I start talking about it, and I start getting emotional like a fucking ding-dong. Anyway, yes, I do like the show.
Yeah, no, and that's fine, and I like it too. But it's not just like we're not just like only praising it. We're going through it both. I think we're critiquing it both as a piece of art and as a piece of history, and sort of going from there.
Yeah,
so
pointing out certainly what they got wrong, but also maybe giving them leeway to make those choices because they're making a TV show.
Yeah, and also just the politics behind the show, both like at the time it was made, but also the time that it is dramatizing.
Yeah.
So a little bit in there for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm excited for you guys. I really am excited for you guys.
So go check it out. You can get it on Apple Podcasts. You can get it on Spotify. It's actually, we're filming every episode. So if you want to watch Ian's handsome mug and whatever is on my face, it'll be on YouTube. We're going to be posting on Mondays at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, it's my bad side. I'll just say that. I'm on the left. This is my much better side. I'm very happy to be on the right today. But you know what? We make it work.
And then also, even though Monday at 2 is April Fool's Day, this is not a joke.
Yes.
It will be posted. So thanks for joining us
Yeah,
to
man.
talk about the news and the headlines today.